right.
Back to being just the three of us. Farewell.
Yes, which is kind of poetic at the end
Oh,
for
I,
a proper send off. All right.
Yeah.
Welcome back to a series of Wonders events. I'm your humble DM Robin, joining us today by Stefan. Well, the usual criminals.
yep.
Stefan, play as our human sorcerer Riveni. Nathan, play as Viking or as my paladin, and Kat, play as Tully, our wood elf rogue. So, previously, the team went through tremendous effort in defeating the Black Shadow Dragon, Myrkul, and his minions, the cult leader, Killian Graves, as well. And they finally restored the city to its proper peace. However, in doing so, along the way, they lost their team member due to the fact of a constant influence from Korra, the familiar turned rogue, and now is something unknown to them. She,
That freaking cat.
yes, she pushed Viking over the edge and disappeared, as well with Viking. And uh, so while the team help clean up the city and help celebrate, let's delve into what happened to Viking. Without further ado, let's get started.
Yes.
Yes. So, Viking, you don't know how long it's been past, but you've eventually you feel yourself back to consciousness. It's like a blackout. It's like just a sudden image loss and sudden everything just went dark until eventually the light reappears and you see in front of you. It's like you are inside a dome that's been formed by light. It's like something outside you can see just vaguely through the semi-translucent dome. It's the darkness. It's the realm you've been into before. The surrounding darkness kind of constantly try to struck down into the dome. And as you look around, you also find not just yourself, but sort of an old man that's standing right next to you. His robes are tattered, and he's underneath the robe. It's like a warrior's armor attached to him. You get a better look into his face, and then realize it's not because he's old that makes you feel like he's an old man. It's more because of his gestures. He's stand. Just by the look of his face, he's actually looking quite young, but he carries himself as a warrior who's been through a lot and endured a lot. That's what caused you to mistaken him as an old man in the first place. And you see, he just stand next to you and just looks to the outside, not saying a word. And you look around, besides the old man, you don't see anyone else, not even Korra that was with you. What would you like to do?
Where are we? Where the hell is this place?
Where are we indeed? You have no clue at all? It should have come to you. After all, you asked for it, and it calls back.
Do I recognize the voice at all?
Make a perception check.
19.
With the deeper you delve into your memory, make me an religions check. You
do I still have the headband of intellect? I can't remember if I left that.
You
Okay.
do. You never left it. Like you only drop your weapons. That's it.
Yeah, I know semi-sealed fate is with me, but the hammer is gone, right?
Both of them are gone. Semi-sealed fate.
Both.
Yeah, semi-sealed fate. You plunge it into the ground for restoring the statue, the crystal song dragon statue. Yes.
I'm just removing those right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. You don't have to delete them because we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So, with you crawling through your memory, you suddenly it hits you. It's like this voice that was from quite a long time ago. From you first started this journey. Back then, you can still hear the similar calling to the tone. Similar sensation, and you quickly match that to your past knowledge, and then you realize this is Kelvmore, at least one of his avatar, the current god of death. He shows his presence right in this realm, and he did once beckon to you, so to speak.
Did you bring me here?
He
I'm
shook his
directly-
head just quietly, and then looks at you and says, "It was more like your lineage and your will that positioned yourself into this place, into this realm."
I'm like, I go over to the barrier between like the light and the darkness.
Yes.
I don't know if it's an actual barrier or not. And I'm like, God, I hate you guys. You talking riddles and bullshit.
No riddles for me, at least.
So I'm gonna try and touch can I
Alright.
reach out through the barrier?
Yes, you can. As you reach, place your hand onto the barrier. You can feel like it's like putting your hand through thick, gelastic kind of material. It's kind of hard to push through, and you also feel like as you gently place your hand onto it, the dome is slightly retreating. It's like slightly shrinking down to size.
You planning on getting out of here anytime soon?
Well, it's up to you. After all, it's your lineage, not mine. I'm only here to. Well, I'm here because someone requested my presence, and well, how can I say no to an offer like this? So, he turns towards you. You can see him sitting down. There's a giant boulder just appeared out of nowhere underneath him. He just sits down, just gently, sits there and looks at you and just says, "So, well, since it's an offer, it's a request from an old friend. I just have to ask this, for him anyway. If there's another path," and as he speaks, your vision started to see two paths, like leading right to opposite directions. One of them is to a gradually glowing hall. At the end of the hallway, there is a faint but steady light. It's like really splitting image because right in front of your face, is still the dome. It's just on your right side. It is the hallway that gradually leading to the light. On your left, it's a swirling darkness that leads to God knows where. And he just says, so, if there's still a chance, would you take it?
From the moment I set onto this path, I've had one goal in mind. It was originally to, you know, avoid Myrkul being his slave and his murder puppet. They did way too many things to me when I was younger. Killing and reviving over and over again. You would know quite well about this, I'm guessing. And whatever path leads me down the road to make sure this never happens again, and probably to get some revenge on the people who have wronged me, I'm okay with this.
Well, if you take the path on your right, you still have the chance to do that. In fact, well, as my old friend who he promised, you will have the liberty to do exactly what you just said.
He has bent the truth before to get what he wanted. How do I know that? Show me the
Kellamvor
the real
looks at you and just kind of intrigued, and then he just pointed to you and says, I think you mistaken the old friend I was inferring to. Look at your hand. And he points at your the hand you wield your sword or your weaponry.
I'll remove my glove. I'm guessing it would be gloved. And
Yes.
I take a look.
You take a look, and then you see it. It's a faint glowing symbol onto your palm. And as you extend your palm, you see a faint looking sword just gradually form from the glowing of light, like the stardust kind of gently form in shape. And then you see a replica, an exact identical replica of Semi-Sealed Fate. Only right now it is more plain looking. Before there was, like I said, the ritual, the kind of seal that was binding it to its diminished form. It was like jewels covered, and like the seal is like fancy looking, like a sheath on top of the blade, like kind of silently mocking the blade itself. But right now you're seeing Semi-Sealed Fate, or should I say Pale Justice in its truest form. And then you see the symbol of Tyr, the god of justice. That is the one I am referring to. Yes.
I've never had problems seeking justice, and I kind of like his teachings are very much open for interpretation. They can be seen as both good and evil when it comes to justice. All right. Because justice is
just shrugs,
Hmm.
and then just says, "Well,
So the right side, was that the side of light, or was that
Yes, the side
maelstrom?
of a small hallway with a dim light that's glowing at the end.
And was the other side? I still don't see core or anything like that.
Yes. The other side is a swirling darkness, leading to an endless pit. To you can vaguely tell. Yeah. And as you two are speaking, the dome is just you can see it more vivid now, and the dome is still like shrinking down, with each breath you take, with each conversation, each dialogue you had with Kellenvor, the dome is just shrinking. Kellenvor just still sits there, and then kind of looks at you and points outside and says, "That's your lineage calling you. Well, decision is yours. I'm merely here to, well, offer it to you. After
Yeah.
all, you were once my chosen avatar. Once."
Yeah, and what the path of justice never really was good to me, I guess. It when Myrkul got his hooks into me when I was younger, I didn't see anyone of my heritage there to, you know, you know, rescue or to, aid me in that time. So, I have little faith in their abilities, I'm guessing.
Justice
So
is
I'm
not, well, that is the part I disagree with him as well. Justice is not all powerful. There's still dark corners in this world. And for the dead, there's no so called justice. The death is death. End of story. End of life, anyway. He chuckles to himself, and then he just looks at you. Just wait for your call.
I've they've had a lot of time to figure out what is just in my life, and justice itself has been nothing but a joke. Vengeance is more has been more of a friend than anything to me. So I'm eyeing up the other path,
All right.
even though it's messed up and
Yes.
uh,
As you eye in deeper, you kind of notice that at the far end of it, you see the similar looking sight of a tail with burning rims on all parts of it right now. It's a total sign of 9 rings on the tail, and then you see Cora's face at the end of it. She's kind of. For a second, you think that she appeared her face to talk to you, but then you just realize that is the image of her, but she looks frozen in place. Kellenvor just says, "Well, things. I've done my part, and I think you've made up your mind. Like I said, the choice is yours. I was never here to enforce anything. It's not my place. The realm is for the mortals to, well, do as they see fit." Well, if that's the end of your decision, by all means.
Yeah, that's what I'm choosing. I'm going
Okay.
after Core.
All right.
Core's actually been more faithful and helpful to me than any other
Mhm.
bullshit.
Okay.
So I'm going after her.
All right. Gunvor just stands up, dusts himself off, and then disappears. Just
I'm like, before he goes, I'm like, see you in the afterlife.
He pauses and looks at you with a unknown tone of sight and just says, "You, of course, you don't know. There will be no afterlife for you if you, well, failed this. It's not just a simple choice. There are still trials if you ever want to reclaim your lineage. And trust me, there won't be an afterlife if you failed. Even if you do succeed, well, it's debatable. But I'll see you when I see you."
Fair enough.
He turns around, disappeared. Yep. As he turns around and you see the weaponry on your palm gradually, as you were claiming your idealism and your feelings, the sword just gradually turned dark as it obsidian black and then form into a sharp jagged edge blade in your hand. It's no longer the shape of pale justice. It just looks like a crude, unpolished form of weaponry. It's a sword, no less, but it just seems like someone just carved it out, just chisel it out of the stone and just leave it there. And that's the weaponry you're holding. The handle is also carved from the jagged stone, and when you hold on to it, you feel the blood, like it just extracting out small, like kind of jagged edge into your palms, and you feel a small part of your life essence leaving your hands, leaving your body. Yeah, and then you look down into the dark path. The dome right now is just barely like a 5-foot radius now, and you look down to the dark path. The dim light hallway is already gone. There's only darkness right in front of you now. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna continue pushing forward to where
All
I've
right.
seen.
As you step foot inside the darkness, you met with Cora. In fact, you've traveled through the dome as well. It's like the dome just shatters itself, and then you walk into the realm of darkness. And we will go back to Tully and Rivani and the rest of the team for a while. So, you guys have been, yeah, literal darkness on the camera.
Yeah, I don't know why it locked up on my screen.
Yeah, I don't know either. Why?
It got swallowed by.
Yeah. All right.
Oh
you
God,
guys.
it's actually happening.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
You guys are, like I said, you spend about a week or so help cleaning up the mess of the city. However,
Yeah.
there are still a lot of ruins. A lot of people needs to be rescued. So like the sovereign kind of issued out like rewards for those who are capable and to help with the suffering citizens of all over Lux. So like just in a few days, you see an increasing percentage of adventures of traveling, bands of caravans of merchants just flood into the city to on one side help with the citizens, but also earn their keeps, earn their rewards from the sovereign, from the reward he issued. So right now, you guys are staying at the Rusty Iron Inn, where you first, entered.
Yeah.
Yes, where you first found all this mess started. And then, since the last shelter is kind of destroyed, you guys went back. Father Dwayne actually went back to seek for the kids. However, when he returned, his last shelter is already kind of being destroyed by like a giant meteor. Well, it was a dragon who falls onto the wyvern, like a young dragon, the one you saw way earlier, Vandenfang, when he's in his like young dragon form. The body just slammed into the last shelter and broke into a million pieces, unable to recover. So yeah. So right now, you guys are all staying at the Rusty Iron, and it's crowded. Like, a lot of people just surround the place because flooded with job opportunities, and it's just, yeah. So, it's in the morning. The city is feeling alive and loud. What would you guys like to do?
Tally's like weaving her way back from the bar with coffee, just like, excuse me, I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
like
so
so
sorry.
many people just surrounding the area. Actually, this should be a slight music. Let's... No, not this one. Oops. Oops.
Dragon Age.
Yeah. No, this one. All right. Bonus game. You know what? You guys can continue. It's fine. No need to worry about the music. Right.
Gently clank the coffee down in front of Ravani. Okay. That's it. I cannot make it back to the bar. This. I fought dragons, and this is the hardest thing I've done all week.
You ain't kidding. So I'm when she sort of gets her, I've more or less been like sort of been doing the finishing touches of sketching out the blueprint in my notebook for my current upcoming project is going to be based on what Robin, you and I have sort of talked about since the end of June.
Okay.
And yeah, I sort of it's you can sort of tell that I haven't maybe slept quite as much as I should, sort of working on this, but so yeah, when she brings the coffee, I sort of definitely perk up at that, and I sort of take it with both hands and sort of start chugging right away.
Okay. Nice. All right.
Not been sleeping much, have you?
Yes.
And my dark circles are probably just as bad cleaning up at night.
Like you guys have all been spending a lot of time doing what you guys do, so that is one of the reasons why you guys are so tired. But still, like for you, Ravani, it's only been, like I said, a week or so. Well, 2 weeks, even after the cleanup. So yeah, I would say roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
All right, and then
18.
roll me. Let's see, what are the appropriate tools? Arcana check for the investigation of arcane knowledge. And then, let's see. Roll me a 1d20. Just a plain 1d20. for the first day.
That would be
A 1. Okay.
well. Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's like just
Good start.
on how
Good start.
the matter of how much information you have gathered, and how prepared you are for the ritual and everything. Yeah. So I will have you roll every time like for once per week. So this will go
Right.
smoothly. So during this week,
Alright.
you have been researching, mostly dedicated to drawing the sketch, the blueprints of what you imagine to design. And since you've been spending a lot of time in the Arcadia with Vor, the Grandmaster of Arcane, you actually learns quite a few tricks from him. Sadly, it's just. Let's just put it this way. This is your first time, especially
Right.
doing such a grand design. There's bound to be issues, and there's bound to be hiccups as you draw the sketch and everything. So yeah, it's like an A-OK status for planning. You haven't really delved into how to do the finishing touch. But from the rough estimate, like Vor just said, well, I appreciate you guys saving me and everything. And that is why I really, dedicated into helping you guys and help bring the city back to its former glory. However, if that's what you have in mind, then I would say the cost ain't gonna be cheap.
Well, I did.
Tally's
I
gonna
was.
lean forward and be like, "Oh, the cost is not going to be cheap." You say, "Well, I've I was just on my way today to maybe hand over some documentation to the captain of the guard about someone's activities with the cultists. Maybe we can lower the price a bit, and I will forget to run them over."
No,
I've lost them.
darling, and you guys, I've been, all right, all cards on the table. I'm partially broke. Well, I'm fully broke. All right, I spent most of my materials, most of my stuff into doing the ritual. Well, yeah, for who, but
You
I'm a
signed
reformed
on
man.
with them.
I'm a reformed gnome, and I
Yes.
have done everything I could, including opening up my libraries and asking around favors from past associates.
Which we totally appreciate, by the way.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
But you're
And
rather indebted to us. Not the other
yes.
way around.
Yes, I know. It's just I'm not saying this to make you guys feel indebted. It's just I got no favors left, and you see Vor just starting to scratch his head like rapidly, like ears, like he's he really wants to help, but for now you see a desperate gnome who has no other ways to assist you. You can roll for an insight check if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah,
Oh, well, I don't
I'll
trust
go for
you
it.
at all.
Right. A 10. It's
Damn it.
A-okay. Yes, it's A-okay actually. Not as good as the 20 you just rolled, but still. Oh, if only you have advantage. Yeah, so for
Yeah.
Riveni, yeah, Vor's been pulling everything he can to help you. For Kat for Tully as well, you kind of feel like, all right,
Yeah, he's a bit
maybe
miserable.
we shouldn't push too hard on him because he looks really desperate as hell. He's like, all right, look. So, all the the rewards the sovereigns put out, right? These days,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of wizards and Arcadias dedicated to helping Sovereign Blackfeather and his queen in regaining consciousness. Tali, you went
I would have
back
been
to
visiting very much. Yeah.
Yes, but you still went back to the Court of Serenity once or twice. Visiting your sister, well,
yeah.
your cousin.
I figure it would be
yes.
daily. Yeah.
Yes. And you feel like you still went to see your uncle and aunt quite some time. And despite the best effort, the wizards pulled out, the both of them still they are conscious. Their vitals are conscious. Their vitals are good, but they're just looks like they're still sleeping, just not waking up. That's the thing, and that's what troubles the wizards as well. Like they just wouldn't wake up. Yes. Vor just kind of says, so since there's a lot of bounties, I mean, you guys can always try some of those. I mean, they paid really well if you guys wanted to. Like I said, I used up most of my materials, so I can't be much more of a help.
Maybe you should take some bounties. Get out there, help the people.
Yeah, I did. I helped the research going on. I helped, studying what part of the dead monsters we can utilize, to form better armors, to form better anything.
Okay.
Riveni, you know that because Vor has been running through the town, trying really hard to, do jobs that can, assist you, not just you, but the city as well. The man is really pouring his effort into, redeeming himself. So yeah,
Well, it's nice to see that you're applying yourself.
yes, but first of all, I'm not a war mage or combat wizard. I know a few tricks, yes, but just to keep me alive, that's all. And secondly, he pulls out his pocket and places it on the table, and he opens it up for you. You see the pocket is almost empty. Inside you see a few grassroots, a few unknown dust. For Riveni, you know better. Like Vor is down to his last resort as he opens his component pouch. All you see is just some dry bat, feces, and just some stuff that's enough for him to cast, something like invisibility or expedited retreat, that kind of stuff. And yeah, just all the stuff that could keep him alive. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're not kidding there.
Yes. So you see why I really can't take on any kind of, adventuring type of jobs, because that's how broke I am. He started laughing and then sobs a little. You can see tears in his eyes. Yes. And then he's like, all right, but enough about me. I mean, you guys, like I said, you guys are the heroes who saved the city. You should go talk to, the sovereign, maybe, to ask for any specific, handsomely rewarded jobs that he can muster. I mean, after all, you are the heroes.
Well, what better way to get more on his good side then?
Yeah, so off you go. Go on, take the jobs. I will work on my side. All right. I will really. I need this. And you see him lowering his voice. After you guys just help save the city and all, Nine actually left. That is some part you should know.
Oh,
Before
yeah,
he
it was-
left, he told you guys he just can't stand the sight of,
Well, yeah.
Vor,
Mm.
and even though he might be his father, but the process creating Nine is just way too painful for him to even reconcile with the fact that Vor was his father many lifetimes ago. Actually, 9 lifetimes ago. Yeah, because every time recreation is like death and rebirth and all that. Yeah. So
Sounds heavy.
Farewell
Sounds like
him,
heavy
and then
stuff.
just been like, if you need anything, I know coming back to Lux would be
Yeah.
loaded, but give us a call. Okay.
I'll do my best. And Nine just looks at all of
care.
you and hugs
Take care.
each one
Yeah,
of you.
I
And
sort-
then
Yeah, I especially give Nine a big hug.
yeah.
Sort of wishing them to take care and stay out of too much trouble.
You too. And he walks off into the streets. Yes. Yeah. Back to present day. Vor is just like sitting on the table and just like reading through some of the pages on the lobby, and that's it. So what do you guys want to do?
I'll just sort of try and reassure him, like, don't worry too hard about him. He's a solid dependable. He's solid and dependable at the end of the day. He can look after himself.
All right. Yep. That's my boy.
And this and yeah, I guess for now I'll sort of take his advice and
Mm-hmm.
sort of start making my way to seeing how I can solicit the sovereign for
Mm-hmm.
to sort of try and sort of continue earning my keep around here.
All right.
Let's go see what they need us.
Yeah. So you walk on the streets. The streets, though crowded and loud and noisy, it just feels more alive. Even more so than before, than you first entered the city. It just flood with opportunities. However, with increasing number of people comes increasing number of, bad shit. So as you walk on one of the marketplace that's on your way to the palace, you see like some guys on the stand as like bargaining for price with a shop owner, completely unaware of a tiny figure that was right behind him, and with a sleight of play just slash open the purse and just without the owners knowing, and just take it and ready for a run.
I would love to intercept the kid.
Yes. As you intercept the kid, roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh boy. Here's my crit fail. Coming
No.
down.
Actually, you did an
sorry.
amazing job, and you found yourself staring face to face with Ash. The kid.
Uh,
The full body grimace is just.
I don't hear Robin.
oh, I've,
The mute is on. You can see
Yeah,
the
you-
red light on his mic.
you muted yourself.
The mute on your mic. A big red button or big red light on the top.
Hold on.
There you go.
Oh, I hear you now.
I don't think it's because I muted myself. It's more like the cable of my snowball is slipping. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's why
okay.
last time and the time before it was like just off the record. Fuck. So it's off the
So
record.
Tyler's just like full body grimace, just like,
Yes.
oh my god.
Hey, you again.
wait, have is it just Tally that's met this kid before? I
Yes.
don't quite
First,
remember.
so for a quick recap, you first met Ash and the Deep Gnome, kind of his mentor, back in Green East, where you intercepted them and kind of knowing that they were being pursued, and the gnome, who also turns out to be Vor's brother, and then he just said he will give more discipline, to the kid, for that he's also just being entrusted for a really short time, from someone, to tell him to take care of the kid. And then you came back into Lux, and then the first encounter, when you are at the marketplace, Tolly was, being taken. The pendant was taken away from her, and then the kid just slipped into, the Thieves Guild, and the Thieves Guild kind of just
kid.
So yes, that's the kid we're
Right.
talking about. And he was like,
So
"Oh, seriously, you again?"
So I sort
Hi.
so I sort of catch up to Tally then, sort of just wondering, oh, do you know this kid?
Oh
don't think I've
my
seen him
god,
before.
do I know this kid?
Oh, Rivani, you do. Just the memory is probably really
Oh.
vague because there's
Yeah,
so
that's
much
good.
happened afterwards, and you
Uh-huh.
never confronted him ever again. So, yeah, it's just that
Oh,
brat
yes.
kid. Yes,
Oh,
Tully's
oh,
instinct should be to check the bag of holding, that little fucker.
probably.
I'm holding both his arms, just like, ah.
Like, oh,
oh,
seriously?
hang on, you're that one kid. You're that one kid Tally mentioned a while back. What are you doing here?
What do I look like I'm doing? Taking monies from the fool, you man. Well, girl. Anyway, let me go so I can get my job done,
No. Where are you sleeping nowadays, Ash?
Well, after I lose that douchebag and, all his stupid, I'm your mentor, I'll teach you some discipline kind of shit, the guild took me in. They said I'm a natural. He just gives
that
you a
I will agree
smirk.
with.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
You've given me quite some trouble. But I take it
First,
they're kind of
Tully,
a-
roll me in strength check.
Boy, oh boy. Check or save?
Oh,
Check. Just check. Just playing strength check.
God. That was bad.
Nice.
oh,
Alright. So the kid tried to wiggle his way out again like before, but since you held him by both of his arms near the elbows, he can't do jack shit. It was like, help! Kidnapping on the way! Help! He just started yelling. Like, quick! This woman tried to, kidnap me or something, or sell me to, I don't know. Someone help! Yeah.
I'm literally just gonna completely ignore that and just be like,
Yeah,
really?
and
Really? That's your best line? Really?
well, it worked, didn't it? And you look at the surroundings, there's other people just starting to gather around. After all, this is a marketplace. And the
Yep.
boys crying out for help actually caused some attention. And you see the marketplace, there are just probably a few traveling adventurers. They were like, hey, so, ladies,
Yeah,
hey.
I want to sort of start standing off and sort of try and diffuse the crowds and saying that, don't worry, the kid's just a pickpocket, nothing to see here.
Oh.
And can I
And
use?
do you have
can I
any
use-
proof of that? I mean,
And
I'm
while
no
she's doing
sheriff,
that, I'll just be like, Ash, the pendant, and you walk. Come on.
Can I use my
Ow.
sort of persuasion?
What?
Can I use my sort of persuasion to,
Sure.
or
but
or maybe,
hold on. What do
Wait.
you want to say?
well,
The truth that he's a pickpocket.
Okay.
yeah, that.
All right.
that's what I was
Roll
saying
me a
earlier.
persuasion check. Yes. The leader of the walking adventurers. He looks like with black hair and like just a short black hair with a scar on his face, like right across his eyes, and he just looks at you and said, looks at you, Romania, and said, "Well, pardon me, lady, I didn't know that. Okay, that's definitely a pickpocket, but ignore that. I mean, would you like to come to dinner with me? I mean, drinks will be on us."
I'd love to, but there's this thing at the place where
And I was like, yeah, we have a dinner plan already, but maybe like later.
What she said.
Just remember, just you can find me at the Rusty Iron Inn. I'm Cal, by the way. Just let me know when you're ready. And,
sure. No problem.
And he just walked away.
You have a nice day now.
Yes. Yeah, and he just nods at both of you and starting to walk away. And the boy still screaming, "Hey, come on, big man. Come on. You gonna let them bully a kid like me?"
Ash, please.
And Cal just looks at you guys and then looks at the Ash and just says, "I know a pickpocket when I see one." And he just turns his back and walk away. Ash was like, "Oh man, it's worth a shot." He just looks at you. It
was a valiant effort. You work on it. It'll get better.
And then I just turn around and give the kid my best disappointed mom face.
I'm cold. Ash just looks at you and just try to squirm and look like try to guilt trip you into doing stuff. And just like, "Oh, I'm cold. I mean, I'm a kid on the streets. What can I do? That's
sold my family heirloom, I'm assuming, and then wasted the money. What did you do with it?"
Well, no one really willing to take on a stupid pendant like that. They said something about the shape. It's really hard to, sell it or something. I don't know.
It's rather worthless unless you're me.
No, I mean, they said it's like some kind of a royal symbol or shit. Well, but you probably stole it from anyway. Or somewhere anyway. Yes.
Sure. Let's go with that. Where is it?
He thinks for a moment, and then he said, "Well, I've stashed it in my hideouts."
And your hideout would be where?
What's in it for me, though?
I sort of sigh and I'll fish out like a single gold coin from my.
Seriously?
From my.
That's how cheap you are? That's how cheap your pendants are? Alright. Come on. You can do better.
One night's room and board at the inn, and I teach you how to actually be convincing.
Ooh, that's.
Roll me a persuasion check. With
Can
advantage.
I sort of. Ooh, that's actually good. Yeah, she is really good. You could, if you could learn a lot from her.
All right. And he like lift, because you held him by the elbow so he can barely lift his right hand. He spits on it and then extend it. Well, let's shook on it. And then he just grabs your hand and shook on it. And as you release one of your grab, he just landed on the ground, wiggle his way out, and just like, "All right, I guess we'll be going."
After you.
Yeah, definitely after me. And then he just started walking.
Okay, I was expecting to full sprint. This was
No, he's not gonna full sprint.
because so Tally just does like a stutter. Oh,
Oh,
you're actually following up. Okay.
yeah. Why would I need to run?
I genuinely expected you to double cross me again. I really did. I really did.
I never double crossed you. What I did before was merely a diversion, distraction. Yeah. And you're too dumb to fall for it. It's not my fault. Yeah.
I wanted to trust you, kiddo.
Now, you never trust anyone on the street if you want to live.
True, but you gotta start trusting someone. You gotta start somewhere, or it's a lonely life. Yeah.
I'm fine just now. He just thinks for a moment and just says, friends are liabilities.
Yeah, and I kind of sling an arm around Ravani. Friends also save your life.
Oh, that's... I don't know. Maybe there's some morals in it. Whatever. Yeah. Alright. Well, you want your pendant or not?
Yes, I do. Please.
Alright, let's go. And you guys started walking. Alright.
I sort of lean to her like discreetly, just saying like, it kind of hit me. If things had gone a little bit different for me I might have ended up just like I might have become just like that kid.
Oh. I can't imagine that. You're so giving, unguarded. You're not jaded like he is. We are. That feels so atypical of you. I'm glad you're not.
Honestly, I'm let's just say I'm kind of surprised myself. It's
Good.
my my childhood wasn't. Let's just say my childhood wasn't exactly ideal.
No, I guess those of us that end up in adventuring tend to have the rockier ones. But you're here now and you're excellent.
Yeah, that's what's important.
And then I'm kind of like, crowd? Don't get trampled by the cart.
Yes.
Right. Oh god.
The cargo just... You heard the sound of horse running through. Passing through! And whoosh! And then you heard the whip just kind of slash onto the horse and it's like, excuse me! And then car just goes off. Yeah. And the kid is like looking at both of you and just says, if having friend means being goofy, I mean, I think I'll pass.
Everyone's gotta have a little fun sometimes. Be serious all the time. Ugh.
Being goofy's not so bad. I can certainly teach you that if you want.
I'll pass. Goofiness will get you killed. Like that.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
You're no fun.
Well, I just party hard like no one did.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, he's totally lying. He doesn't know the meaning of party hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
All he ever did is survival. You can see from the kid. Yeah. All right.
I was making my notes of introduced to other children.
Yes. Probably to father doings, kids. Well, the kids he sheltered. All right. So.
Yeah. Anyway, we do follow him though.
Yeah.
All right. You follow him out of the marketplace right now. So I'll turn off the music. And the street is better on this part of the area. You found yourself crossing the sky bridge, actually. Hold on. Let me just put on the map before you guys lost the memory. I know the drawing is really bad, but yeah, I work really hard on that one, so sue me on the bad drawing skills. No, just kidding. I just can't draw. That's a personal flaw in me. Even with better tools, I still draw like a 3-year-old. But anyway, this is the map. All right. So for City of Lux, you can scroll down to get a better view, or I'll just scroll up. Yeah. Let's see. All right. For you guys were at the common ground, like I said before. And now you found yourself walking through the sky bridge into the place of the bastions, and then just going the other way around. Sorry, the planar observatory you guys walk through, and then you guys are going into the silver council, the area where the council members are at. You follow a kid through, like just crossing through the sky bridge. You take into the view. The planar observatory is like really a magnificent sight. As you walk past through, you see the tall going up into the sky kind of building, and then you see a giant globe on the top of it, and surrounding is a rim of constantly like rolling kind of imagine Saturn. So the planet ring is like constantly moving and rotating. That is how the upwards of the planar observatory is, or Daily Planet if you watch, Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yes, highly referenced from that. But anyway, yeah, you see like the tower is kind of a weird looking though. On top of that, there is like the globe that I was saying, but the building is not your ordinary structure of men. It's more like this jigsaw puzzle, or someone might have played too much Lego, just build on the side. You see extruding towers from the window side. It's like just someone just place a tower right on the side of the wall and just extending it out. You don't know how they managed to build the whole place together. You've been here before, but this is about the first time you really take into the view. You went into Arcadia in the planar observatory, but you but you never saw the centerpiece, the observatory part. That is where all this exotic and really strange building structure is. And then you walk through another sky bridge, and then enter the Silver Council. And that is where we'll go right back to the camera. Will pan back to where, our paladin is currently.
All right.
So, moving back to where he is. You walk. Hold on.
All you hear is like the music is sunshine, lollipops, and drops.
Yes.
And then this thing is in the background.
Yes. You were chanting to yourself, and then you found this, weird looking structure. Alright. For you, Viking, you walk deep into the path of darkness. It wasn't like damp and, like kind of a nauseating feeling of darkness that surrounds you. For you, it feels more like your home. Like this is like a weird sensation. Like you never really have much love for Myrkul. You never really, embrace the part of darkness. But for you, this is like you take back what's rightfully yours. It's like walking to a path to your throne. It's like reattaching your limbs. Like you've been lost since birth. You just feel safe. And then at the end of the darkness, the like ever fluid image of Korra kind of come to a stop, and then from the darkness emerged Korra, and Korra was like, "Phew, that planar barrier is harsh. I mean, that's really hard to get past through. Wait a minute, you came here early before me? That's weird."
Yeah. I had a little hope getting here. Somebody wanted to have a little chat.
Well, you're the man of the hour. You are literally everyone's go-to guy. I mean, it's no surprises. People will want to chat with you. You are a superstar. Come on. And well, I think our chat is long overdue. So I think we'll get started. And you see Korra just kind of sits there and looks at you, and a voice like none you've heard before just started emerging. It is a voice of a man, of a man with a really deep tone, and he just says, "So, it's been a long time since I ever chat to you."
And this is coming from Korra?
Yes. Korra is sitting there, mouth closed, but she was like, the voice just coming off from her. And Korra was, this time Korra speaks simultaneously with the voice. It's like, "Well, my lord wants to talk to you, you know. He would like to chat. After all, you're the rising star, and we place heavy bet on your side."
I think it's about time that we had a chat, so...
An investor never, ever pass the chance to talk with his investment. That's for sure. And the voice just go on. The deep male voice just continues saying, "I apologize for, Korra's loud mouth. But I did trust her with her ability to give you the motivation you so desperately need." And he just continues saying, "This is your domain, so, well, this was someone's domain, but soon to be yours. So I can pass through the barrier, but Korra can. That is why I use her as a channel, so we can talk better. You probably heard of me. The Lord of the Devils. Never really liked that name. Yes.
Can I insight check that, or...
Yeah,
religion,
go
or-
ahead. First roll insight check, then for religious check. Alright? No, that's investigation.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Insight.
Insight. Alright. Insight check, you think that he is... Well, you can't tell for sure, but Korra never really lied to you before.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah, you don't know anyone from, either the devil or well.
I'm tired of playing your game.
Yeah, the
Tell
demon
me.
side, yes. So, you heard the voices continue saying. He probably looked through Korra's eyes as well. And then he sees you kind of not really know who you are talking to. And then he was like, Well, interesting. Never met anyone who doesn't know me. After all, I'm the evil they always chant, threaten to purge. Anyway, I'm Asmodeus.
Ooh. Oh dear.
He just speaks
Never heard of
that.
you.
Yeah, he just speaks that. Like
Based
the
on my
name.
religious check, never heard of you.
Yes, based on your religious check, you never heard of him. But as he speaks, you felt the realm shook. Like this is a this is a down to your soul kind of shook. Like the name carries a heavy weight just by itself. You might not know who he is, but the land you're about to inherit, the domain where your lineage lies, definitely recognize the name, and hard. And he just continues saying, so, before you reclaim your birthright, I would like to strengthen our bond. There will be no, it's not gonna be bargains at all. It's just a simple arrangement. It won't even be a contract. Well, after all, if you rise up to what's rightfully yours, you won't be bounded by such a mere contract when you are in mortal form. But you would need allies, especially when the throne of the death domain, has been separated. The larger part goes to Kellamwar, the annoying god of death. Right now, the current god of death. The other part resides in the Raven Queen. She hides in her small domain, rules it from there. But you, when you rise, you'll be taking the third place. And even the potential to go up against them in the future. But you will need allies to help you do that. After all, Myrkul was never a loved deity. He had few allies, even more enemies. So, if we arrange this deal, we could benefit both sides. What do you say?
Power is what I'm here for, and there's strength in numbers. You've already proven by your follower that she's more than worthy to hold her own. So if that's a testament to your craftiness, then I feel like I'm in good company.
That is all the reason why I sent her here for. I know you would need help and occasional guidance. So, a deal will be a deal. Then, don't worry. Like I said, there'll be no bindings, no contract you'll need to sign. That's lower level tricks for the mortals. All I want is one thing.
And that is?
When you rise, when you defeated your opponent, which I have no doubt you would have the power to do so, you would rise. When you sit on the throne, you will rise to the pantheon. in that brief moment, the doorway will be open. All I want is for you to held the doorway a little bit longer. There will be, of course, Helm, the ever-watching guard dog of the Pantheon. What you have to do is to chat with him just for a moment or so. Long enough for him to keep the gateway open for me. That's it.
I can't help what follows in my shadow when I walk
Yes.
through the great door.
Yes. That is the spirit. All right.
I have a big grin on my face
Yes.
when I said that.
Yeah, so Korra also have a big smile on his face. And then you see Korra staring down at this weapon you're holding. And then you heard Asmodeus said, you would need a better weaponry if you want to fight against your opponent. You have the power, yes, but everyone needs a good equipment that fits their standard. And you see Korra reaches out her palm. It's quite hilarious if you weren't having the conversation with the Lord of Nine Hill. Korra just reached out her palm like a little kitty waiting for a pet. And then you heard the voice of Asmodeus said, just place your weapon onto Korra's palm.
I'll give it to her, but hilt first.
Yes. You just gently placed it onto her palm. You heard Korra taking a deep breath. And then a kind of a green flame pours out from Korra's mouth. Her eyes glowing in shadows as the darkness swirls around the blade, and the super heat you can feel from even you're standing on the side, and with the smell of brimstone and sulfur. And for a moment or so, the fire subside and Korra start breathing fire, and you see the sword is reforged. It is no longer the crude shapes of the weaponry you once saw when you took on the path. It is now a solid form of shadow and swiftness you can see in the blade. And then Korra extended the blade back towards you and said, as Asmodeus just said, take it and take what's rightfully yours.
This is why you were always my favorite. And I take the sword back.
Yes. As you took the sword, you feel there's no weight on the sword. It's like lifting a shirt or just a swift air in your palm. But you also feel, when you wield it, the horrifying cutting of the air. It's almost as if you can slash someone just from afar. And the blade is both elegant, fitting your palm, and the best weaponry you have ever wielded in your life. Probably even better than Semi-Seal Fate. For now. Yep. And then you heard Asmodeus say, the realm has its limit. Can't bear my, psyche transition for too long. But remember our deal.
Of course.
I'll leave you to your work. And with a swarm, you see the shadow. You weren't paying much attention to what's behind Korra, but now you see the shadow that was behind her was way too long, and even on the side of the shadow swarmed tunnel, you can clearly see a visual of some shadowy creature on the back of Korra, and with a spread of wing and splash, you heard the hitting of the wings, and then with a splash, the shadow is no more, and now you just see Korra right in front of you, and she just walks towards you and said, "Phew, that was exhausting. Well, but the boss is the point. I mean, you got a new weapon, and are about to kill that brat of yours. Well, with the brat of the other side of Myrkul, which is good. See, we're a good pair, you and I." And Korra just turns towards the down of the tunnel, and now you can see further delve into the tunnel. It is the outer rim of the domain. You can see Myrkul's dead corpses from afar. You can see his palm trying, like what you saw in the picture, just sticking into the mud as if he was trying to run away from something or someone, but couldn't. And the blade just penetrates through his skull. And it is up to you now. You are about estimated 5 miles maybe away from the body, and you still see such a large figure. So yeah, go measure the size. What would you like to do for now?
Was that the crown that I used to see in my visions?
Yes. That is the crown that you used to see.
I looked at Korra, I'm like, first things first, I need to claim my rightful crown or headgear, and then we'll continue murdering our way to the top.
Well, about the murdering, it is just you and, your opponent right now. At least that's what we heard from before the Lux incident. And so
I
probably,
fucking hate that place.
Yeah, so probably if you reach there fast enough, you never tell. Maybe you'll find the crown first. I mean, all on top of the mountain, that is the remain of Myrkul, yes. But what you really should be eyeing for, what you really should be after, is the crown of him. It's the crown of Myrkul. I think it's called the horn crown of Myrkul. Or at least that's what the mortals called him. We just call him the leftovers of Myrkul. More fitting. But anyway, if it would be somewhere, it would definitely be on top of that crown. And you see Korra pointed to the top of the crown. Now you see with a better view, with a better point, you get a better look. The top of the Myrkul's head, the crown, it's actually sort of like a ruin or a city on top of it, or at least the ruins of the city. So the front of the crown is actually a tower, and that's where Korra is pointing at. So
let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Can I retcon something?
Okay.
I never bothered to change out my spells because I could change one per time I level.
Yes.
I would have gotten rid of Zone of Truth since I'm kind of on my own now.
Yes, you would have.
So, since I'm kind of soloing it, I'd probably go with my the Summon Steed.
All right.
4 cents now, right?
You can totally do that.
What I'll do is I'll cast then Summon Steed, and Summon Snickerdoodle.
Summer Snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle is summoned. As Snickerdoodle appear right next to you, is like, oh man, it's been so long since. Whoa, 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 whoa! What is this? Oh shite! And he looks at Cora. And is like, where the hell am I? Well, I'm from hell, but
You're just here to be
be used.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh man. It's like, you sure about this? I mean, I'm from hell and. Oh wow. Anyway. Well.
Yeah, let's get going.
Yeah, let's get going. Well, let's see. And he looks at Cora and just squint. It's really funny to see a skeletal, to see a nightmare squint hard.
His
And-
flaming eyes just
yes,
go like
just
kind
go
of
like
beady. It's
beady,
really weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, whoa, we got a big, hotshot in the house. I mean, hello, lady. And Cora just looks at him and just do a cat pride look. It's just like looking away, and it's like, do your job and stay quiet.
Be careful. She will murder you. And
You don't say. You do know her reputation. You know, she's the right hand, second in place of the boss. You know, the big boss. Yeah. So yeah. Interesting. She must have. I never really. Well, anyway, let's get going. That's no big deal. Yeah. And you guys are off. So with Snickerdoodle's speed, you get to the tower like just about 30 minutes or so. It's like really fast. Snickerdoodle is like just riding through the barren lands. As you ride through, occasionally you see like as Snickerdoodles ride across, you see underneath the barren lands are skeletons, zombies, deceased corpses, rights, and the spectators, the specters, and then all the deceased creatures that were buried there. As you ride through, first they emerge from the ground as if they were like disturbed and ready to retaliate, and like and then when they seize you, they turn into a grovel position as if they were bowing. So you see the path you walk is like a sovereign being greeted by his subjects, as a path of royal, the bowing, the groveling, the kneeling, just forms a path for you directly to the top. As you ride closer to the top, the land gets even more difficult to ride through. However, with Snickerdoodle being the nightmare he is, he has no problem riding and staying afloat in air as he ride on top of the tower. You guys go with Myrkul's left hand, as it actually forms a path leading towards the top. As to the top, you see the tower that formed his crown. It's like there is a gateway on the side, and you see two armored figure standing guard on the side, on both sides. As you are riding closer, the two step forward and then clink with their weaponry. Just their weapons are a glaive, a gigantic glaive on both of their hands, and then they just form a barrier, clink, and then block your path into the gate. They haven't said a word yet. What would you like to do?
Sorry, what was this in front of the gate?
Two armored figure. As you look deep into the armored figure, you can try to determine what they are, or
Okay.
perception, or what do you
No,
like to
fuck it.
know?
I'm just intimidation. I'm just gonna say one word and move. Is that word?
Okay. All right.
Holy shit! I
Yeah,
have like
the
a +7
intimidation.
in intimidation.
Yes, the intimidation. All right. You just said move, but you think because Snickerdoodle was writing way too fast, your voice kind of lost. You were trying to go for an empowering voice, deep voice. However, yeah, the speed, the wind kind of whoop. You just whoop. Yeah, and you just kind of swallow the word. Yeah, so the guards, the armored guards just stands there with their weaponry. You have about 5 seconds before you hit their weaponry. Before Snickerdoodles just right into their weapons. What would you like to do?
I want to jump off Snickerdoodle with sword
Alright.
drawn
Alright.
and
You
like
jump off.
hopefully using the momentum to impale one of them.
Okay. You jump off, leap off Snickerdoodle, roll me an athletics check, and try to impale them.
13.
Alright, you didn't
That's
hurt
a
yourself.
+8.
Yes, I know, and you rolled a 5. All right. Well, at least you didn't go for the 2 again. All right, you leap off the running horse, which is no biggie, but you were trying to use the momentum to to penetrate them. However, it's like you barely hold yourself to the ground, so you kind of lost the momentum, but you can still attack them if you want.
No, I'll flourish it and like try and land gracefully. Then
Yeah, you
if
did.
I lose my momentum, and then I'll tell them to get out of my way again.
Alright. Roll for
Intimidation
another
or persuasion?
intimidation.
21 this
Alright.
time. There we
Yeah.
go.
So, the guards, as you landed and just kind of stands there, the guards kind of looks at you, and then drops their weapons and then kneel to the ground as if they were knights, like one leg kneeled, like they're welcoming someone back home. Yeah, just like kneel.
Okay. And then I push the gate open.
All right. As you try to push the gate just opens by itself. It was a two-piece gate. So once you land, you put your hands onto it, it just automatically opens, leading a path into the inner city. There is nothing really left on top of it, actually. You see even the house that were supposed to build up for the city, the crown city. It's like there's only partial ruins left on the walls and no interiors left, as if everything was white. And judging by the edge of the wall, you can tell that some of them were melted. It's like something could melt a stone. So yeah.
The only thing I know of that could probably melt stone that I'm guessing because I've encountered it is probably a dragon. So that's
Maybe.
That's what my mind is thinking right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my sword and shield,
Mm-hmm.
or my shield on donned,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna continue walking through,
All right.
looking for whoever the hell it is I have to
All right.
reclaim my.
Yeah. You are now at the center of, well, the center of the city, sort of, as the gateway leads towards an open plaza, and you see like the round-shaped plaza is. There is a giant column right through the plaza into like going underneath it. At first, you thought it was just some weird, like sideway structure. But then you look up and then you realize it is the sword. It is the giant sword that penetrates through Myrkul, and it is in the center of the plaza. Going near it, you can clearly see your reflection, as it was never any dirt left on the sword. You walk closer and to the statue. You see a reflection of yourself right now. And you barely recognize yourself.
I'm gonna continue on. I don't really care at this point.
Yes. At this point, your face just looks like a swirling shadow. It's like, before, even though you've been through a lot of trouble, you've been through hell and back, you were still vibrant in a way. That is your Asmar nature. But now it's just darkness. And then you push forward. You ignore the vision you just saw and push forward. Sorry. And then you walk down the path as if your body knows directly where you should be going, as you are eyeing for the top of the hill, the top of the tower. Time is kind of relevant in this realm as you walk through. It feels like you've been walking through ages, and at the same time it feels like it's nothing to you. As you walk, you are walking up the stairs actually towards the tower. On your left and right side are the building structures. I would like you to roll me a wisdom save. Wisdom and then constitution. Alright. You manage to push for both. It's like watching kingdoms fail. That is no metaphor. That is what you actually are seeing. As you walk on top of the stairs at first, you see vibrant colors from both sides. Building structures coming out of nowhere. And everything looks like newborn and alive. As you walk to the middle part of the stairs, you see like a horde of undead from afar. You can definitely tell because you've encountered them for all your life till now. They swarm the city, invading the whole realm and killing anything living they could find. And as you go to the top of the stairs, you see the towers crumbles. You see collapsing buildings. You see people dying, and with their last breath, they curse the land. They curse the realm. And then you see the leader of the undead riding on the similar nightmare that was yours. On top of his head, he looks identical to Myrkul, and he is in fact Myrkul. You know it in your blood. He ride into this realm, carefully put his hand onto the ground, and just gently lift it up. As the city kind of shrinks, millions of people screaming in pain, as their soul screaming in pain, he condensed it, molded in as his will and into a small crown, and he gently placed it on top of his head. and then he walks. And that's where your vision stopped, and you reach the top of the stairs. On top of the stairs, you look inside. It is a small interior, like a small shrine or a temple. On the center of it, it's the shrine. It's the statue of Myrkul. And then you see, standing beside it, is Vallen. It's your sworn nemesis right now. The one that's been fighting over to what's rightfully yours. And then you see him turns around, weapons drawn and helmets down, and he just said, "At last. This is where we'll fight. This is where the only one can take what's rightfully his, and the only winner will be me."
Yada yada yada.
Now let's get this over with. I need to claim what's mine and purge you out. And I would like you to roll for initiative.
Here we go.
Finally.
I don't know if I can. I don't have a token out on the map, so it's
All right.
not gonna.
Hold on.
Initiative.
Let me just go grab a token for you. Hold on. Token. Where is my token?
Excuse me.
Excuse me. What? Token.
I'm yawning. Sorry.
Yep, it's alright. Alright. Token. There you go. Alright. Ooh.
14 or
14.
19.
19. Not
Hey.
bad. Not bad indeed. And now for. Hold on. Actually. Where is his image? Why can't I find his image? You know what? I will just. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. All right. Now we're talking. All right. Enemies. Why can't I find him? Oh, okay. All right. Initiative. Oh, 17. Not bad. But he's behind you. And then you see. All right. Him. He is about 30 feet away from you. And since you got the upper hand, what would you like to do?
I am going to.
I'm actually
rush.
gonna grab Cora as well. You can do whatever you want. I will just.
Yeah, I'll close the gap.
All right. You close in.
And I immediately try and touch him.
All right.
And
With
cast.
your blade.
No, I'm casting a spell.
All right. Do it.
Bestow curse. So he needs to make a wisdom save.
All right. He will try to make a wisdom save. And he kind of failed. What's your DC, by the way?
15.
15? Yeah, he failed.
So I'm just deciding which one I want him to do. I am going to say disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
All right. All right. Disadvantage on attack roll. Marked.
So basically, the way this works is there's no save
mhm.
for up to 1 minute.
Nice.
The only way to remove it is a remove curse spell.
All right, cool. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Nice. Would you like to attack him?
No,
Or
because
bonus
that's
action.
my action.
Okay, or a bonus action to do anything?
As a bonus action, I'm just gonna smack him with my shield,
Do it.
and it's kind of like what I would normally
Yeah.
do to knock prone, but I'm just hitting him in the face.
Okay. Do your knock prone attack.
12.
Athletics. Strength save, right?
Athletics or acrobatics. So
Athletics.
strength.
It is. Yep. He beats you by 24.
I was using it as a fake out to cast my spell.
I know. Yeah. You use it to cover your spell casting, which is good. And he is not prone. And now Cora will leap out of the way, actually, and try to aid you and assist you in the battle. What will she do? She will actually try to cast Fairy Fire onto...
Power word death.
Yeah,
is what
she
she
would
casts.
love that, but
Just
yeah. But she's not doing that. She actually casts Fairy Fire onto the target. Let's see if he can survive a Wisdom save. Hold on. Why is it? What is happening? Ugh. Alright, I think it's a wisdom. I can't tell for sure.
Spells.
Spells.
All spells.
The
That is a
searching is
druid.
annoying.
Fairy. X, by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Deck save.
Deck save? Okay.
Yep.
Oh, he's really bad at deck save, which is good. And it's a 21. Fuck. Yep. Cora just like just snarls to him, and Cora will leap back a little bit more. Alright, that will be the end of Cora. And well, Snickerdoodle can't do shit because he's a fan. He's a summoned steed. So it will be
He's my chauffeur.
actually, so Cora will act on your turn, Viking. I'm just saying
Sure.
that. Yeah. All right. So Vallen will try to attack you. What can he do? All right. Disadvantage, right?
Yep.
So the first attack miss. Second attack also miss. 18, does it hit? No.
No, I
right?
got a 20 AC. Right?
All right, so the third one hit because it's a 30. And all right, so you take 17 points of slashing, and you negate the necrotic. You negate the necrotic.
Okay. 17,
Just
you said?
mark that down. You're immune to necrotics from now on because you're holding the blade.
Okay.
Yeah. As you see the blade coming towards you, and then you block it with the blade you owned. For the first two attacks, you even have the luxury to mock him, and then the third attack hits you by the shoulder, giving you a gashing wound. But you feel nothing of the necrotic energy that was about to eat you away as you push it backwards. And then you heard him just says, "You will die. That's a promise." And that will be the end of his turn. You're up.
I am going to attempt to knock him prone first.
Okay. Do it.
Athletics 10 again. Gee, I'm rolling like crap tonight.
Yep.
And then
athletics checks. Nope. He succeeded.
So what am I using for this weapon now for an attack?
All right. Now the weaponry is a +3 longsword.
Okay.
All right. Let me just check the Pale Justice area because it's gonna do the opposite of Pale Justice. All right. Pale Justice.
What the hell?
Yeah. Flame.
Whoops. That's not right.
Yeah. It will be a plus 3. 1d8 plus 3 if you would wield it with one hand, and then 1d10 if you wield it with two hands. And then, hold on, where is the knowledge? Where is my wisdom? I need to wisdom. Yes, I need to resort into my books because I have done some design on the weaponry, and I don't find it in the Roll20 compendium. Well, in the Roll20, which I thought I put it in here. So sorry. But for now, you can just roll for the attack for the one for the d20. Yeah. Oh, right. So I think I remember now. So as you smite with your weaponry with it, you up one level of spell slots, which means when you smite it, when you use, for example, first level of spell slots, you instead,
level 2?
yeah, you instead, it counts at a higher level. So
Okay.
imagine normal first level, it's a 2d8, right?
Yep.
It became a 3d8. So you still use the same spell slots, but the damage is higher.
Longsword is 2d8, right, in damage? Because I messed up something and it deleted the damage roll.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a 2d8
Hold
for a
on, let me
longsword.
just check. So for
That's the difference between like a normal sword
Yes.
and a longsword. I'm pretty sure is 2d6 or 2d8. 2d8 is the longsword.
longsword is 1d8. Normal longsword
Yeah,
is
sorry,
1d8.
1d8, not 2. Sorry.
Yes. What I'm saying is the divine smite, when you smite someone, the extra damage normally is 2d8 for first level spell slots, and going up higher with each higher spell slots you use. But
Yeah.
the extra damage now turns into 3d8. Just
The problem that I had is when I did a +3 instead of +2, it erased the damage. It just went 3 damage
hold on.
instead of 1d. 8 plus 3.
Let me check your spell. Let me check your list. Hold on. All right.
Well, it's under weapon, right? Is the
Yes, weaponry and all right. I saw that 1d8 slash. You can now just mark this as 2d8. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's if I'm doing two-handed, right?
No, that's just one-handed. Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, two-handed. Yeah, that's I'm wrong. Sorry, I'm wrong. So 1d8 plus strength, and then if you use might, yes, that should be correct. Hold on, roll for
That's
it.
not what I meant. Sorry. You closed it, and on my screen it closed as well. Sorry. Yeah, okay, this is right then. Alright,
Alright.
so I'm gonna swing first. That's
Okay.
garbage hit.
That's
And
not gonna hit.
swing again is a garbage as well.
That's not gonna hit. All right. So 2 swings, still not gonna hit. All right. So is that all?
Yeah.
All right. So it's like a trade-off blows. So for now, Vallen, it is gonna try to actually, since you cast a spell on him, he is gonna force you to. Oh no, sorry, not. It should be 17. All right. So you now see with your vision as he his cape kind of expanded, as his dreadful aspect kind of reveals right in front of you, and just says, "Bow before me, worm." and roll me a wisdom save.
What's he doing though?
Dreadful aspect. He's
Oh, is
trying
that fear?
to scare you. Yes.
Oh, at level 10,
Mm-hmm.
I have Aura of Courage,
Mhm.
and I am immune to fear. And
All right.
my allies
Nice.
within 10 feet are immune to
Nice.
fear.
All right.
Or
So,
the frightened condition.
well,
so,
Cora is not in 10 feet of you. Let's see if she makes it. Nope. She failed. So you heard a cat scream like meow, and then Cora just ducked behind the gate. It's just like, nope, not going out. And however, as you spread your wings towards Vallen, as Vallen spreads his wings towards you, yes, and you completely ignores him. He was like, why didn't you? All right, that will be the end of his action. That will be-
when he says that, I'm like, I don't see anything to be afraid of. Totally shit talking him.
You will. You will soon. Your turn now. What would you like to do?
Bash first. Ooh, 24.
All right, nice. Athletics. I would just say it's also 24.
It goes to the defender.
Yeah, it goes to defender. So,
Yeah.
he managed to hold his ground. Though as surprising as your... Oh, wait. Is your bestow curse giving him disadvantage on skill checks?
No, it's attack rolls.
Okay, cool. So he still stand his ground. Is like, you. What would you like to do? All right,
Ooh,
so
31.
wait, definitely hits. Definitely hits.
So that's the damage for the
Roll
first
for
one,
damage.
and I am going to do. Where's my divine smite
Do it.
at level 2? Wow, 1 radiant damage.
Whoa.
So 14 radiant damage.
Holy shit. What the fuck? All right.
That's a good end.
So that's actually a level
Yeah,
1.
level 1. So let's see. 14 plus the.
No,
it
it's
is-
just 14.
no.
Or unless he's undead or fiend.
He is. He is
Oh.
partially undead. So, he takes 22 points of radiant damage, actually.
Plus the 14
Yeah,
from
plus the 14.
slashing.
As the blade sinks into his body, you recognize his armory as your weapon penetrates through. Underneath it, his partial body is already skeletal. It's like...
I'll
Yes, so that is how the burning flame kind of carves into his flesh, decaying flesh. Anyway, all right,
so I'll do
nice,
another.
nice. Hold on, let's the total of. Sorry, I'm doing the math right now. Blah 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 blah. So, 14.
I got 38.
Yeah,
Is
15.
all said and done.
28. 30. So the first blow is 36. 36. And then the second one, 26. Yeah, 30. 38. So 70, 84. Nice. Nice. It's a really like killing blow. Not like striking is fine, but
Solid
he
blow.
is, yeah,
solid
solid
blow.
blow. Yeah. And he stands there like and he will make his move. And now hold on. He noticed that you are not you are not a pushover, so to speak. He is gonna try to attack you again. 19 miss. The 14. 22, that's definitely a hit, right?
Yep.
And 13 is not a hit. So, 22, the one that landed, you take 16 points of slashing, and still negates the necrotic. And you see he's, like, frustratingly, and there's nothing he can do about it. That will be the end of his turn. Now it'll be your turn.
Bash first.
All right.
21.
Athletics 16 definitely fails. You this time as his blade sinks in, you use that as your advantage and bash him in the face as he knock him prone into the ground. All right,
Ooh,
that's a crit. Nice. Roll
Let's
for
handle that one
yeah.
first.
Roll for the damage.
Oh, that's 24.
24.
And I'm gonna follow up with my divine might. And this one is at level 2, which is level 3 damage. So that's another 21. Now, does that crit as well? Cause
Force mites, I don't think they crit normally.
okay.
The weapon damage though, it is a crit.
Yep.
So
And then
24, 36, and then 45. 45 points of damage. Nice. And then the second attack, go for it.
yeah. Seal fate.
That would be
31.
a miss.
No, he's not prone.
Oh,
He's-
right.
I have advantage.
31. Yes, true. That would be a hit. My bad.
13.
13.
and
Nice.
I'm following up with smite.
Yeah.
That's a level 1 smite at level
Yep.
2 damage.
All right.
So another
12, 16 points of nice. So nice. You single-handedly dealt 100 or so damage to his body, and you can definitely see that with a few traded blows, he is now kind of in a injured state. What would you like to do? Is that all? That is all
that's-
you can
that's my
do,
turn.
right? All right. Cora, she didn't do anything because she can lay a sight on, the Death Knight. She will try to do wisdom save again. Still fails. Shit. So you can't cast any spells that relies on sight, which is basically not good for her. Well, what can she do to assist the battle without hurting you?
she could buff me.
Yeah, that's
Or anything
what.
like that.
Yeah, but she have attack spells, which is the nature of fiends. What will she do? In fact, she can't do this. She can't do that. All right. She will try to assist you with. Yeah, shit. They all rely on sight. Fuck. This is really bad. Most of her spells are sight reliant, sight dependent. You know what? She will try to cast.
She doesn't have protection from good and evil by chance.
I don't see. Sorry, I don't see in her spell list.
Okay.
But she should. No, she didn't have haste because she didn't need it. Freedom of movement is no use to you for now. Well, she is gonna cast invisibility on you, which should be helpful. Should. Invisibility. Yeah. How far is she away from you? Oh shit, it's a touch spell. Shit. Does greater invisibility works? Sorry for the... Because I didn't expect this. I know she would succeed, but she rolled a super low on this. So, no. Yeah, she will... You know what? She will just stay away, not getting in your way, and trying to... Oh, heroism. Actually, she is... No, shit. It's still touch base. Fuck. You know what? She will try to stay out of the battle just to, she will try to help, but she will try to help by getting herself off the fear effect first. So, Vallen, it is gonna strike you. He's gonna stand up, and then he's gonna strike. First attack, miss.
Wait now. She has heroism?
Yeah, but it's a touch-based spell.
She'll cast it on herself. It makes her immune to frighten.
That is true. I'm so dumb.
Good point.
Yep. So she casts heroism on herself to get rid of the annoying effect. Yes. All right. She's like, and remaining hit points immune to be frightened. Yes. All right. So she is no longer frightened, but she's still not gonna go into combat just yet. First attack, miss, as Vallen stands back up using half of his movement. Second attack is a hit. It's a 26. And then the third
With
attack...
disadvantage?
Yes, even with...
Okay.
Oh, sorry. With disadvantage is a 21.
Okay.
Yeah, that still hits, right? Because it's like... Just,
Yeah, that's...
yeah, match your AC. Alright, and the third attack is a miss because it's a 14. He's like, I'm sick of this. And he will use his legendary resistance to... Fuck. But he can't, it needs a full round minutes, right? There's no save on his part with Bestow Curse. Except the first one, right? There's no constant save unless it's 1 minute
Correct.
later, right? Alright, so...
Well, it runs its duration.
Yes.
It says a remove curse can remove the effect, but it doesn't say anything about
yeah.
on its turn it has to do another
Yes,
save or
if
anything
that's
like
the
that.
case,
It's
then...
just locked.
Yeah, if that's the case, then... Yeah, that is totally not what he will do. He... Actually, at the end of your turn, he will use a Dispel magic as his legendary action to dispel his magic. Dispel the Bestow Curse on... that you placed on him.
You can't. You have to use... It says a remove curse is what removes it.
Yeah, he tried. So he doesn't have remove curse, so he cast Dispel magic. Doesn't work. Yeah, that is why he's still... Fuck.
It's such a weird
Yeah,
spell.
it's such a weird
Like,
spell. Yeah, I know, but that's all he had. Shit.
it's a cleric spell of all things.
Yeah. Alright. So you only take 10 points of slashing damage. Yep. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Wrong character sheet. Alright. That will be the end of his turn, since he has nothing much else to do. It's your turn now. What would you like to do?
How's he looking?
He's looking hurt, but he's still standing.
Alright. I am going to use Bash. That's
Alright,
13, so
Bash.
I'm not going to do anything.
Oh, he matched your strength by 13 as well. And he rolled both 13s, so it's like... Ping.
Then 31, 10 points, and then I'm following up everything with a Divine Smite. It's a level 1, so... level 1 at level 2 damage. So, and then the follow-up is 23. We're not hearing you.
Hold on. Is it better now?
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Shit. I hate Snowball for this. It's like constantly cable just
My motherboard is the same way. Like, very crappy USB ports on it.
Yes.
You sneeze, and that's why my webcam went out earlier. Is I touched one of the USB ports on the back.
All right. All right. Do your thing.
Oh, so 23 hits.
It's a hit.
Another
All right.
12
points of damage. Nice.
And I won't do a smite at this point.
All right. He is still standing, but he's looking rough at this point.
If he's looking rough, then I'll do it.
Alright.
I'll use another one
Alright.
at level 2. This one. There you go.
All right. 17, 20. Nice. He is looking rough, but he's still standing. And at the end of your turn, he's going to try to use another legendary action to cast... Oh, actually. To cast banishment on you. Roll me a wisdom save, I believe. That is a wisdom save. Banishment.
That's a 13.
13. Banishment. That would be fail. He has a spell AC. Hold on, banishment. Let's see. Is it wisdom? Charisma. Sorry, charisma save. That is why I'm feeling so confused. 14.
17.
Nope.
Nope. Plus 3.
Oh, 17. Nice. What's the spell save DC for him? Nope. It's higher, so to speak. So, you feel this pull from the side, and as you see him in horror, he just banished you to the other realm of God knows where for at least the duration of 1 minute. All right.
Wait, now. So what I do is the first round, I'm going to heal myself using my lay on hands to max health, which let me get that.
Different plane, attack banish with a
Still get my turns while I'm banished, right?
popping noise. Returning to its home plane. Native to the plane exists. You banish the target to harmless. You are incapacitated as the banishment going on. At that
Are you sure?
time. Yeah. Banishment.
I thought when you're banished, you're literally just floating in another ethereal plane.
If the target is native, you banish the target to a harmless demi-plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. Yes.
All right.
Or else, a lot of villains will use that as their advantage, to regain what's left of them. Alright, so, as a matter of fact, Korra will try to do something when it's still your turn, and Korra will try to... Actually, she's gonna use her reaction to try to counterspell that. Counterspell. Alright, what's the DC on the counterspell? And what's the DC on your counterspell? Interesting. The DC... No, I don't need to roll. It's like DC 19.
It's 10 plus the spell's level.
Yeah, so...
If it's
banishment is a
level
4th
3 or
level
higher?
spell. Yeah, banishment is a 4th level spell. So
14 is the DC.
Yeah, 14 is the DC. She will try to counter that. However, her first roll is a 3, so yep, not gonna make it. All right, so for God knows how long passes. You come back from the portal, and you see Korra is now staring down at, the Vallen right now. And Vallen is actually attacking Korra at this point. As you entered, you just happen to see that Vallen swing its blade and across Korra's body, which is a 1, by the way. 1. It's amazing. He rolled both 1s. It's like critical fail on both ends. Alright. With a 25 and a 23, he cuts down Korra like nothing.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's like-
lost Korra.
Yeah.
Oh.
Korra's not dead, but more like it's
Oh.
fatally wounded and just lost the capacity to cast any spells or do anything else. He is at Vallen's mercy, and as you turn around, you see Vallen's body is like partially healed. As the blade sinks into Korra, you see he drains partially of her essence into his body. And you are lucky to be immune to the necrotics. You now feel this, since you now feel that if you were not, you'll probably end up in the same fate as Korra, as each blow it makes Vallen stronger. All right.
I am.
It will be your turn now because he just so end his turn.
Then I'm going to approach him again
All right.
in kind of a fury, and I'm going to cast Bestow Cursed yet again.
Okay. This time on the same effect? Because your Bestow Curse has long passed.
Well, that's what I mean. Is it's up now,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
So I can refresh it if I wanted to.
Okay.
So he needs to do a Wisdom save.
Alright. He will use his legendary resistance to block that. You burn
Okay.
through... I'll just inform you this. He only has 2 legendary resistance. He's not that powerful yet. And you just burn through 1 of his legendary resistance. And he looks at you and just says, "Same tricks can work on me twice."
As he says that, I bash him in the face.
Alright, nice. Athletics, he failed. You bash him. He's like, "Same tricks can't," and you bash him in the face with your shield, knock him prone, and he is on the ground right now.
And I end my turn.
Alright. As you
I was
end...
too short.
Yeah, as you end your turn, he used his legendary action to get himself up. Yep. You see him how quickly he pushed himself upwards. Like he just can't stand the fact that you humiliated him, like over and over, and he was about to strike. And this time, he noticed that you are immune to the effect. Well, the necrotic energy that he has been applying to his blade. So he will use his bonus action. Come on. What? Come on. Nope. Staggering ST. What? Why? Viking, do you have the staggering smite on your end?
Nope, but I can get it here.
I don't think it's in the compendium, but anyway. Alright.
It is a bonus action.
Yes. He will use...
Next time,
Yeah.
here, I'll
Yeah, I think I have it. No.
next time you make a melee attack, during the spell's duration, your attacks deal 4d6
Psychic damage. Yes.
psychic damage.
Alright. He will cast that on his blade, and he will try to strike you. If he hits, I think. Nope. It's a 12. Fuck. What the Alright. Second attack hits. Third attack hits. Alright. You take... first, I'll just resort this. You take 31 points of slashing damage first. And then 4d6 psychic damage. Slash roll 4d6.
You said 31 or 34?
31.
31. Okay.
31 of normal slashing, and then 15 points of psychic damage. And you have to make a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. That is an 11.
That is an 11. That is not enough. And you are now having disadvantage on attacks and ability checks.
Until the next,
Yes.
my next turn.
Until your next turn. Oh, until the end of its turn. Yes. And Vallen will look down at you and then just point his swords at Cora and says, "You can't even save yourself, let alone your pets." Yeah. And that will be your turn now.
When Cora got hit, is she like down, or like will healing her actually do anything?
You see, make a perception check with advantage.
Perception.
10,
I think I already have perception check or advantage.
Yeah,
on
okay.
Perception check.
which you will need it. Which 10 is pretty good because you see Cora winking on the side. Just wink.
Okay.
She's on the ground for sure, but she's also not on the ground, which is
Fair
weird.
enough. I am going to use my action to use lay on hands and give myself 50 points of healing.
All right, nice. Lay on
59.
hands.
And I'm also going to use my bonus action
Mhm.
as using healing word.
To
For
heal
another
yourself.
5 points.
All right, all right, nice. You're now healed, and you see, Vallen looks at you and just heal all you want. You can't escape from me. Can't escape death. And
You're
Cora,
the coward that sent me to another realm to heal, you fucking bastard.
yeah,
Coward.
yeah. Vallen just laugh it off, and that will be the end of your turn.
Yep.
At the end of your turn, Cora,
Can I move to here?
yeah, to a flanking position.
Yeah, basically to get Cora, his back to Cora.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Vallen's attention is all on you, and then you notice that Cora, the so-called body on the ground, you think it might be an illusion because you're seeing two Coras at the same time. The other one is hiding behind the pillars, right in front of the gate, and you feel this healing benefactor as she kind of utters a few words, and then you were healed for. All right, you were healed for 15 hit points. All right, and at the end of your turn, Vallen will try to strike you down with his blade as well. Legendary action, first attack. 29 is a hit, so you take 14 points of slashing damage. Alright, and that will be all of your turn. Vallen is gonna pounce, and this time, I think the staggering smite only works once.
Yes. It says
Yeah, hit with
all the
a
smites
melee
are
attack.
only one.
Yes.
It's only your next attack.
Yeah. I think all the smites are only once. So yeah.
Yeah, that's the difference between like a smite and an elemental weapon.
Yes.
Elemental weapon is like every hit.
Yeah. So he will try to attack you. That's basically what he does. It's a 1. Fuck. What is wrong with my rolls today? 20 miss. 20 miss. Holy shit, it's all miss. Alright, so he tried to slash you, try to like cut onto you, but you just too quick for him. You just bounce and like kind of evade the attack. So yeah, you take nothing.
I am going to.
That would be the end of his turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look at one of my abilities here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Just so you know, though he is partially healed, he is not very well. He's not fully recovered. So he still looks better. He still looks like he is about to drop.
Okay. I'll just bash him first.
All right, do it.
14.
14. Let's see if he trip and fail. No, he did not. He stand his ground. He bashed your shield to the side, and he grins.
This is not the real Korra, so I don't get flanking, right?
No, you don't.
16.
16, not a hit.
We're just like trading blows.
Yes, you guys are trading blows right now. Vallen was never, the really spell casting type. All he knows is just normal, like paladin spells. That's it. So he's not really good at, smites. He's not really good at other spell slots. All right.
That's my turn.
You still have 2 attacks, both miss, and then Vallen just stands there and laughs. And at the end of your turn, he will swing his blade, trying to make a blow on Korra, who's he thinks the body is still there, to try to mock you. As the blade sinks into the ground, nope, it's a miss. No, it's on the ground, so it's a advantage. And no, it's still
I'll
a
give
miss.
disadvantage as if any of them are about to hit him.
Yeah,
hit her.
it's still
I'll use my reaction.
Yeah, it's still a miss. Like, even though he rolled 2 15s, even though Korra is on the ground, her normal AC still exceeds that. So yeah, he wasn't even looking, so he thinks the blade just sinks in. However, he misses the body by like 3 inches or something. So yeah, he just looks down and just spit, and then continues up to the battle. That will be his legendary action. Now will be his normal attacks. 13 is a miss. Oh, shite. Alright. It's a 31. It's a hit. And then 15. Nope, it's a miss. So, you take... Yeah, that's why I hate Paladin. Yeah.
I've been forgetting about Aura of Hate now since level 7.
Yeah. Anything
which is an extra 3 damage every round.
Yeah, you should have
every
3
attack.
more damage on every attack.
Including my allies.
Yes. And you're now critted, and you take 2 extra 2d6. 5. 1. Alright. 6. You take 29 points of slashing damage, as the blade this time cuts deeper into your body. And yeah, that will be the end of his turn. And now will be your turn. And actually, Korra on the side, this time, she leaps out of the shadow, and like she was holding on to something, and then she unleashes it. You see her out of the shadow, casting a spell. A straight line of lightning rolling through between you and her. Well, between like the sidelines. And Vallen was like barely even noticed this, so he will try to duck out of the way. Let's see. I think it's lightning strike. Lightning strike. Alright, she up it to a bunch. 8d6. So 9d6 total. So let's see. Roll for advantage / roll 96. Alright. He needs to make a dexterity save, which he failed. He takes the 29 total points of damage as the lightning strikes him to the side, hitting him and almost as hard as your blows that hit before. Yeah, he is not looking good right now. Your turn, Viking. And you heard Cora just says, "Finish him!"
All right. So I'm going to knock him prone or attempt to.
All right.
13's probably not going to. And I am going to
You don't know that. He made it with flying colors. All right.
I'm going to attack.
That's a hit. All right. That's
12.
That's
And I
some
just
decent-
changed the damage, so it includes that
Okay,
already
cool.
now.
Nice.
And 16 is a
It's
miss from before.
Probably a miss. Yes. And that will be the end of your turn. Do you want to smite him?
I don't have any spell slots left.
Oh, okay. So you're just trading blows right now.
Yep.
All right. All right.
I look tired.
Yeah, you look tired, but you're tenacious. You two are fighting to the last breath. This time, Vallen is gonna look around for Cora, and he is gonna try to roll for perception or just wisdom. Nope, he can find her, so he will, out of anger, try to lash out on the corpse on the ground, and he will attempt for a strike as his legendary action. That's a miss. He will attempt, since it's now your turn now, well, it's now his turn now. He will try to strike the first blow onto the body on the ground, for he feels like Cora is, like, messing around with him, and his first attack hits. However, as the blade sinks into the body on the ground, it just cuts it in half, and the illusion is starting to fade. Alright. As the illusion fade, he'll need to roll for a wisdom check. Wisdom save. He makes it, so he takes half of the damage. Alright. He's like, ugh! You see him like took a mental blow of sword as he kills off the looming phantom that was on the ground. He will use his third attack to try to slam onto you. Well, second and third attack trying to slam onto you, Viking. Miss. Hit. So the third attack hits you. As the blade sinks into the other side of your shoulder blade, you take 11 points of slashing damage. Alright?
You said 11?
Yeah, 11. And that will be the end of his turn. Why won't you just fall? And
I could never fall to a foe of your feebleness or incompetence.
all right.
Incompetence. Is that word.
All right. Cora now will swarm around, and I think what gives you the advantage? Let's see. Spell list. Sorry, it's been a long week. Spell list.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Yes, long 2 weeks, and I'm a bit rusty on my spells. Weird illusion. Shatter. Counter spell. Do you play? Oh. She will try to cast immunity dominate monster. I think fire shield will be a nice touch. Alright, she will try to cast fire shield on you. As she walks closer, fire shield up. Alright, so you feel this warm shield that's surrounding your body as... Oh shit, it's range. It's a self-range spell. Shit. I'm really bad at this. Spells! Yeah. It's really hard to try to implant something. That is... You know
She's
what?
a wizard. Like, what class is she?
She doesn't have class. She just have a number of spells she can utilize.
Okay.
Yes. Mostly
Do you wanna throw
bard
a few
spells. Mostly bard spells, though.
Vicious Mockery?
She can do that, but I doubt it will be any sort of help. Actually,
anything like Shield, Bless?
no,
Oh,
actually,
shield's not gonna-
she will try to cast Bestow Curse. Actually, she also have the spell. She will try to cast Bestow Curse onto Vallen, which he will use his last legendary resistance to resist it, and that will be the end of her turn. It's your turn now. What would you like to do?
Okay.
All right,
Doing the bash thing.
bash.
God, I want a 14
Yeah,
for that bash.
yeah. Nope. That's a fail.
21 a hit.
21. Nope. Just barely. Almost. Just almost hit.
Is this the real core now?
Yes, it is.
Do I get
Oh.
flanking?
Yeah, you do get advantage on flanking, so 26. It's a hit.
19.
All right. That's definitely a hit. Roll
my max damage for that.
Yes, roll for another strike.
28. 19 again.
19
Oh.
again. All right. How do you want to do this?
The first time I hit him, I like see he's like staggering, and then I do like a 360,
Mm-hmm.
and I just like lob his head off.
All right. You do a like what you just described. You do a 360 and just cleave his head clean off as his head falls to the ground. He was still trying to fight at the last of his life. He was like, "You cannot win, no!" And as that is the right moment, you cut off his head. As his head falls to the ground, you see the shrine kind of shakes. On the bottom of it rise a throne. Just a throne carved out of stones and marbles, and just rise from the ground. And on the both side of the handle are skeletons, like the one you saw Myrkul sits on in your vision. And on the throne, placed on the seat, is a tiny crown. The horn crown that just lies there. Cora's like, "We did it! Yes! Finally! Oh man, this thing is hard to kill." And she like kicks a few on Vallen's head and just play it as a ball, kind of. As a furball, anyway. What would you like to do?
I tell Cora, I'm like, as usual, I always feel confident when you're fighting by my side.
Like always. We only fight together this once, and I think I'm liking it. Sorry I couldn't be much of a help. I mean, after all, that dreadful aspects thing is kind of annoying. Yeah.
You were more than enough to aid me in dealing with this weakling. And I'll approach the throne.
Just don't listen to the whispers. And in the crown, once you place it on your head, it's like tends to drive people crazy. But you'll be fine. You just ignore them, and you'll be fine.
I'll just have to drive the whispers back with my own will.
Yeah, and the sword will help. And she just points her claw to the sword you're holding. Just place it on your hand and think of it. Think of it as your friend, and just ignore anything else.
I'll put the crown on my head.
All right.
And
All right. As you put the crown on your head, you feel the mortal part of you has been purged. If anyone else besides Cora is sitting here, they will see this vision. They will see, as you put the crown on your head, your face quickly turned into a skeleton. Like, your body suddenly went through ages of decay and just, kind of go through the process of death and then the rebirth. Like, your flesh was suddenly decayed into just skeleton left, and then it grows back into your face. Only this time you look much more like a skeleton than you previously are. As you put down the crown, roll me wisdom save with advantage as you are holding on to the sword. Alright.
25.
25. Alright. You heard numerous voices. Two of them feels the strongest. One is the Grandmaster from Myrkul's Order, the Doomsday, the one you were in, and the one who put you through ordeal. And he was like, "You can't do this to me, boy. Let me out." And one of the other voices, your mother's voice, and she was like, "Please." This is the plea you haven't heard for such a long time. She just beckons you to go home. Just please come home with me. Don't do this. And with your will, you shove all of them out of your way, and you push back until you heard nothing else left. But one voice. It's Asmodeus' voice. It says, "Partners, good." And as you rise from the crown, the Viking we all know is no more. You are now the official, the newborn god of death. Though weak, but you're still a newborn. And a path of light. Kind of like, it's not pure or anything. It's not like a pure vibrant light or anything. It's more like just a ascending light. And you sit on your throne and rise above into the clouds and rise beyond. You went through the stars and rise even higher until you finally go to a place that is guarded by this place is unlike anything else you've ever seen. The building structure is purely made out of stars. Like there's no it's a pattern you can't tell, which is constantly shifting and changing, like the whole universe change and shift with it. And you see right above it is a guard, someone with heavily armored helmet and a sword right in his hands. He guarded like with his life. And he stands right in front of you as your throne rise and as yourself rise towards his face. And he just says, "Greetings, young god. Your seat has been prepared. And he steps aside, opens up a doorway leading inside. This is when you heard from your sword a whisper. It's Asmodeus' voice saying, "Remember our deal."
I take it I have to get off the throne in order to go through the door.
Yes, you do.
So I get down off the throne and
Mhm.
I'm getting ready to pass through the gates. I stop and I make some like comment. I know what I'll say. I'm like, are you the guy I need to talk to in order to get stabling for my my health steed? Just like typical Vaikin fucking question.
Yeah, you. This is probably the first time anyone ever teased the guard. For he looks confused. He's like wide, pupilless eyes looks at you and just like,
What about my cat? Is it pet
Oh,
friendly up here?
actually, Cora didn't rise with you. It
Yeah,
is
she's
your
gonna be
journey
coming
alone.
behind me. Like I'm totally just buying time, right? As I have one foot in the door.
Yes, Helm looks down and just says, "I can't see this cat of yours, but this is the Pantheon. No mortals are ever allowed to trespass in here."
Oh, I
No
assure you,
worries.
she is no mortal. She is a
She's
Um,
neither a deity.
she's part of me. You could say. She's a construct of my making. You could consider her part of me.
As you
I'm
are
totally
trading
lying my way.
conversation,
Uh,
first roll me a persuasion check.
deception. I'm lying through my
Deception,
fucking teeth.
actually. Yes.
20.
And yep, he looks at you and looks down and looks at you again. He just says, "Go in there and take your throne. I'll leave the doorway open up for a little bit longer, just for your servant to get inside."
Thank you, my good man. And
Young gods.
typical Vaikin fashion, I flip him a
Yeah.
gold piece. Just like
There's
ka-ting!
there's
Even though like gold means nothing up here.
yeah,
I'm
the
saying,
gold piece just flies and burns in midair. Yeah, he was like, "I'm not your guard dog." No.
Good to know.
Go
and I like I'm
inside.
strutting off.
Yeah. All right. As you run inside, you found numerous seats. Like, each one of them have names on their backs. You can see on top of their backs, and you can see the seats on the top and the seats. There's like a staircase downwards, leading down. So you found yourself at a near bottom place, as you are the newborn god. And as you entered, and do you sit onto your seat?
Yeah. I'm not gonna have like the starry-eyed look of
Mhm.
someone that's new. I'm gonna take it like this is my fucking rightful place.
As you sit on your seat, you heard the final voice of Asmodeus saying, "Good. Our bargain has been fulfilled, partner." And you heard the voice no longer. And that is where we'll end Viking's story, for he becoming the deity of a newborn death god. All right.
Worship me.
Yeah,
No.
worship me now, mortals. Yes.
Can I change my cleric to worshipping Vaikin? How and go with that?
For a newborn god, he will have no worshippers at this point. Usually, gods.
That would be awesome though. As
Yeah.
like
I know,
Yeah.
I know, but
she was a
none.
born again.
Yeah, but none of the mortals know your name yet. You have to spread
No, but
your influence.
literally,
Yes.
Tully, if she was like born again a cleric,
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because I was gonna switch her at least multi-class into cleric,
Mm-hmm.
because she's trying to heal.
Uh,
But I figured I'd just take a full cleric. Yeah, give Talia a level in cleric, worshipping Vaikin accidentally.
which we'll discuss more later because this is like he just
That'd be
rise. For you guys, it's like no more than a month. So none of the mortal worlds will know who this newborn death god is. A lot of wizards will know or a lot of wizards who observe the pantheons would definitely know something has changed up there. But before Viking could spread his connections, it's really hard to have someone worshiping him, which is totally doable. We can discuss this in further details afterwards if you want to build something around it, which can totally be work. But this will be a grave domain or death domain cleric for sure, because Viking as a newborn death god is partially that. So yeah.
you haven't figured out my alignment either.
Yes. Yeah. You are definitely chaotic, and I would say you are leaning towards the evil side. Yes.
Chaotic awesome is the
chaotic.
correct
Yeah, chaotic awesome, but also evil. All right. That will be today's session, I guess. For you guys, for Tully and Ravani, you guys are still on the downtime. We will resolve more on what you guys do on the downtime activities, starting with you guys are getting pendants for Tully to retrieve her pendants, from Ash. Well, from his hideout anyway. Yes.
So, just FYI,
Mhm.
Yeah.
my holy symbol is gonna be a picture of me like
Yes. Yes.
just like
Yeah.
that's
I
my
thought-
holy symbol.
I thought it would be a picture of you inside a picture of you wearing a shirt of picture of
No,
you.
no.
The endless
it's a
loop.
Picture, it's a picture of a butt-naked guy and a flaming hobgoblin. That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
my
man.
holy
There's rubber
symbol.
duck in there somewhere. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter where it is. It's just
Rubber duck,
hidden in
yeah.
that
Yeah,
picture.
it's a rubber duck. It will be a rubber death duck or whatever that is. Yeah.
Spiritual weapon, rubber duck.
Yes, rubber
squish.
ducks. Divine intervention, a rubber duck descend from the pantheon and crush your enemy.
There's this big war going on, and like out of the sky, a rubber duck just
Yeah,
falls
just
into
descend.
the battlefield, and it's like that's the sign that all hell is going to die. Like, yeah,
All right.
coming of the
Nice.
apocalypse, a rubber duck.
Nice.
That's amazing.
All right.
So,
All right. I hope you found some new groups to play with because D&D is awesome. Yeah.
I haven't really picked up any groups. There's one group on
Mhm.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
and it starts exactly when I end my my like it's at 4:30, and I end work at 4:30. So I have to rush downstairs.
Yeah. I was like, oh. Oh, but
Yeah.
you work at home. You can always switch on to, just the browser. Just like switch, and then that's it.
Oh yeah, it's not a huge deal, but
Yeah.
I've told them because originally it wasn't at that time.
Mm-hmm.
I told them like, well, if you're changing it to that time, expect me to be like
A
getting
little
supper
late, yes.
or eating or something.
Yes.
So but they're like, it's kind of nice because we're done by like
Mhm.
8 o'clock. So
Nice.
it's pretty early.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
but
Wish you
I'm playing-
everything well and wish you the best on your job as well as D&D life.
Yeah.
yeah, I'll
man.
stay in contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always on Discord. I'm playing WoW more, and Discord is our
Yeah.
method of choice. So
Cool.
Thanks.
All right. See
Yeah.
you.
Thanks for
See you
thanks for
when we
playing
see
with
you.
us. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah,
See ya.
good luck. Good luck in your future games.
Yeah. All right. And for Tali and Raveni, like I said, next time we will delve more, since you guys are the focus of the show now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll delve
Oh,
more
right.
into on
Yeah.
your path and your story, and which will be a good time for us to introduce Kat's new character,
Yeah.
which I love to hear more about, including her name. Yeah.
Yeah, I suck at naming things. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll
My
get to
boyfriend
that
was
when we
laughing at
get
me
to
like,
that.
It's so bad.
It's okay. If you're really that, stunned, you can always go to the Xanathar's guide.
Yeah.
There is a list of names you can pick.
I shortlisted a bunch. He's making me roll for it, so let's see what we
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, just do that. That would be
Yeah.
totally awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially for like worshipping a luck goddess, it kind of fits.
Yeah, true. Just like randomness and chaotic. Yes. All right. I will see you guys next time. Until then,
All right.
Stay safe.
Thanks again for the session, and see
Cool.
you all later.
good game. Good night. Bye, guys.